Welcome to the show that your parents, the PTA and the asleep don't want you to hear, the Helios blog. Today, Sneako and Jon Zherka reunite. Here we go.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
Like, bro, do you get nervous before a stream, or is that just me? I get a little weird before I go live.
A little, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. If it's been a couple days, but if I have good momentum, then I don't really care anymore.
Bro,
then you get enough.
You lost your whole YouTube channel because of like a joke or some shit. That's gotta with you every time you're live, and like the bands with me. So anytime I go live, I go, shit, I could lose a lot of money right now. And I have.
I've come to terms. Why do you think I'm calling you, bro? I've already come to terms. I've lost everything. We lost our Instagram. Like, I'm coping now. It's not coping. It's just coming to the realization. Me and Fresh and Phil, we both lost our Instagrams accounts. I had 1.6 million followers.
What was your last post?
It was a Ramadan reel. I was a Ramadan training. I was training with Muhammad Ajab and Ali Dawa, actually, your two favorite guys. We were in the gym training and fasting at the same time, and I posted a reel about
First
fasting
of all,
and training.
I'm an Ali
That's terrible. You can't do that.
Dawa fan. I think he's authentic. Muhammad Ajab, I just don't like him. I just feel like when Ali Dawa talks of Christianity, he's doing his spellcaster like one-on-one me, bruv. But when Muhammad Hijab talks about Christianity, don't you sense he hates it? Like with a passion? Am I the only one in the chat, bro? Does anyone, when Ali Dawa talks about Christianity, it's like he's winning a Yu-Gi-Oh battle. It's kind of cute. But when Muhammad Hijab does it, he even went hard on our cry baby Jordan Peterson. What the f was that, bro? Like, Peterson's just like an old guy.
Yeah, I think it's because like Sheikh Uthman kind of sounds the same way sometimes when he's talking about Christianity.
No, he's very respectful. For the YouTubers, the Sheikh is number one, kindest, most charitable. Like, he's been pressed and he was like, chill. There are venomous guys out there, but what the I said too much.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, Sneako quit.
What did Muhammad Ajab say that you think was bad against Christian? And Muhammad, we get along pretty well. I got to spend Eid with them.
Okay.
And they're great guys, bro. Great people.
No, I'm sure in person they're great, but when this guy enters the arena, well, we as Muslims have to respect Jesus. Literally within 10 minutes, yeah, Jesus makes you weak, bro. I'm like, what the?
It's a good point. I mean, I like the analogy. I don't want to start a religious debate right now, but the difference.
I know, because Jesus made people so weak that the Crusades whooped everyone.
Sure. so weak.
You always make it about wars. He's talking about theology, the fact of worshiping the God, the Almighty, the All-Merciful, the All-Powerful, the God that cannot be destroyed, versus praying to a God that's a man that lives and dies, a man
Sneako, this whole strength is the ultimate virtue. This is like Nietzsche is their religion. You see it in comment sections when a violent psychopath does something in the name of your religion. You know how many comments say, shouldn't have been talking shit. You talked about our prophet, get stabbed in your church, bishop. You know how many comments you guys don't check that other religious people do? Muslims.
Right. Well, again, fundamentally, everything is about power, right?
Even Muhammad Ajab on Fresh Fit was like, well, you can't talk shit. I'm like, bro, how is this a God position? The guy talks shit, so he got 11. You're even smiling because you have that group soul. But bro, getting stabbed 11 times and your argument is don't talk shit. What is this? The Crips and the Bloods?
No, I'm smiling because I don't actually think that was a Muslim. I think that was a psyop. That ever crossed your mind that this is probably just another stage?
That's why I said psychopath, because I don't want to put it on you guys. I'm not attacking the knife guy. There's evil and psychos everywhere. I'm attacking the comment section with only this faith. Do you see a million comments saying, this is like the Albanian way. If someone gets stabbed, the first thing an Albanian will say is, shouldn't have been talking shit. I'm like, it's a 70-year-old bishop, bro. Like, there's no way that's the you know what a group soul is?
Sure,
like
where everybody believes in the same thing.
Yeah, like a culture, like the riot.
That would be like a nationalism, right? Or national culture, national pride.
Sold it. Oh, I don't know why I was rioting, right? You went to riots, you know, like you're around people, and then you're in New York, and then you get that feeling to just break into a store because you're half.
I didn't even go in the store. I was farming YouTube videos. I didn't go in for the Guys Matter riots.
Yeah, so you see how I'm not blaming the psychopath because psychos exist, but there's gotta be one channel that says, guys, the Andrew Tate position of shouldn't have been talking shit. We're so tough. We stabbing 70-year-old men now. Like, bro, it's a we position on a psychopath instead of just separating from the psycho. Do you ever see Christians, like a Muslim gets up and the Christian goes, shouldn't have been talking shit about Jesus? But it doesn't really happen.
It doesn't really happen.
Well, that goes back to, I'm not saying that's representative of Islam, and I don't think that's the right.
Okay, then why is there a billion comment sections saying you shouldn't have been talking shit, Bishop? You shouldn't. And bro, I understand this thing.
It used to be the old way. That's how it used to be with Christianity as well, and with ultimately all old religions, right? Like back to Norse. Although Greek wasn't really like that. It was more defeatist, you know, like the world is crazy and wild, and you don't know when the tide is going to come for you, like the Egyptian religion.
Thinking too. I used to be like this, but then it's like maybe for the 20-year-olds, for a 70-year-old bishop, 9 million comments saying, "Bro, what did you?" And he's like respectful, but when I saw a billion comments saying, "Talk shit, get knife,"
well, I mean,
that's like,
because you want to bring up the strength argument. What is a stronger position to hold? Defending your religion no matter what, or the religion that says turn the other cheek? What is
okay,
it?
so you agree that you agree that the Crusades were good. You guys talk shit. You guys did your own thing, and we you.
Well, I'm talking about now.
Why is it different? Why is it different
It's
now?
not.
Because you brought up.
You're pro Crusades. You're saying Christians are being strong during the Crusades. You talk shit. You guys do your own thing. You take these countries. We just you. Is this the position?
I'm bringing that up because you said that you didn't like the way that Muhammad Hijab talks about Christianity. Right, so if you're going to say the Crusades are good, then you should also say that standing up for your religion instead of turning the other cheek is good.
Again, you're doing this thing. You're saying it was good when we're talking about someone getting knifed. There's nothing.
Yeah. Or multiple people, because if you allow one, you allow multiple.
Good here.
I'm not saying someone getting knifed is good. I'm just saying that having strength in your religion is good. I'm not
right. But did you talk about the bishop, Mari?
The bishop, yeah, he said. I mean, I don't think he said anything too bad. I don't think he was trying to be insulting when he was talking about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I think he's just standing up for his religion. He said it's a false religion, which is not like. I don't think that's just his belief. Like if you're a Christian,
like if Destiny starts saying pedo stuff about a prophet and he gets up on the street, your first instinct is like, oh yeah, Destiny's an asshole.
Shouldn't have been talking crap.
That's all of our first instinct. But I doubt Sneako thinks like, oh, that blue-haired deserved that. You know?
What's your point? Should I not?
I mean, I'm wondering where do you fall here?
If he got up, I would feel bad for him. I wouldn't.
Why are you smiling, bro? This is like you belong in that faith. You're more evil than anyone.
It was a good Ramadan. See, when you were Muslim, did you ever fast for a month?
Yeah, but I was very young. I was like 15.
Do you remember your Ramadans? I asked Myron the other day. He said his last Ramadan was 2008. He must have been 19 or 20.
Bro, Albanians just celebrate Eid, so they get some money and that's it. That's all they do.
Oh, okay. And then they go right. Do they drink after Eid?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like Indonesians. Do you consider them a part of your religion?
100%. I think that's the biggest Muslim population is in Indonesia. People have this misconception that it's all Arabs, but Indonesia, they're going strong.
No, yo, one in the chat if you agree. All Muslims should behave like Sheikh Uthman. I think he behaves great.
Some people call him arrogant. Why do you say that? Because I get some Christians criticize. I think even your fans say that he's arrogant.
I can't imagine him. Maybe I'm wrong. Can you see him go live and say, shouldn't have been talking shit? I can't see that in my head. No, but I can see Muhammad Hijab say that easily.
Muhammad Hijab would never say that. That's not true.
Well, he went on Fresh and Fit and he said to
Sneako says as he smiles,
you got to defend the faith. When he said the funniest thing, he's like, if a woman says you're not raised right, she's attacking your mother. And a Muslim, we Muslims go to war for that. And I'm thinking of Mohammed Hijab on Fresh and Fit, and a girl says, you weren't raised right to him. Your mama this. He's saying that Myron is not going to war for that. But could you imagine him grabbing the on the podcast and choking her and going to war like he says? Like, does he do that?
He's not saying go to war, and this is obviously not disrespect for mine, but he's saying, like, if you're gonna kick out of the show for disrespecting Red Pill, which is like he's saying that Red Pill is his religion.
It's for disrupting the podcast. When has Myron kicked someone off because they disagree? That's ridiculous.
Right.
Sometimes it's like a disagree.
It's not. He doesn't kick them for disagreeing. He kicks them for being disagreeable, which are two different things. Again, I wouldn't expect someone like Sneako to know the difference. He's not very intellectually complex as an individual. He's just good at farming likes and views, in my opinion. But a smart person would know the difference between these two things. And it's a little bit surprising that Sneako doesn't know the difference between disagreement and disagreeable. But that's neither here nor there, I guess. Let's continue.
Agreement, and then sometimes he has good tactics. He finds a way to get her to get to the point where then he can kick her off, right? But he's not going to kick a girl out for saying.
Okay, Sneako. This is what he's saying. So if a hoe on Fresh Fit says Sneako wasn't raised right, his mama this, that, this, as a Muslim, you have to go to war. This is what he said to Myron. Could you imagine one influencer going on Fresh Fit, the whore starts talking stupid, and then they just go to war with that? No one does that. Not even a speaker's corner do they do that. He's just kind of posturing to Myron, like, oh, Myron, you got to be a better Muslim and stuff. And it's like, dude, I don't think you would do that. I don't think Mohammed Hijab would grab. And check this out. If he did, if he was consistent and he choked the, I would convert.
Nobody was saying choke, but this is the belief, and I know you know this because you were a Muslim. Like, we believe that we're supposed to love the Prophet more than our own parents. We're supposed to defend Islam like it's our mother. So for example, and this is what I meant to say, if a girl went on Fresh and Fit and insulted Myron's mother, if a girl went on Fresh and Fit and insulted my mother, then that's something that's intolerable, right? But that defense wasn't there.
Wait. So what would you do
if a girl insulted Islam?
You gotta attack, verbally. You don't have to fight physically, right?
Yeah, or your mom.
They would be kicked off the show, and I would defend it. I would stand up. Like, that's something that surpasses.
How many shows have you been on where they have done that to you? A million.
They've never disrespected me.
You've never been. The argument was, she said you weren't raised right. Every girl has said that to us on Fresh and Fit. We're supposed to.
No. That lady, she said that she hates Islam.
Yeah, so you're gonna kick her off the show instead of debate? Isn't that what the show's about?
Yeah, but that's what the criticism is about. Is that something should supersede your ideas of free speech? I'm still working on that. Like, that's not how I'm not a perfect Muslim. Is that I agree with Myron in that sense. I think that free speech is important. It's a very American MAGA free speech thing. Muslims don't believe in free speech. Islam is like it only tolerates to a certain extent. If you talk about my prophet, if you talk about my religion, then you got to go.
Yeah, so it's a religion of force, of violence. Yeah, interesting. I mean, according to what Sneako's saying, I'm not very experienced.
Where do you gotta go?
You gotta get out of the room, or something's gonna happen, man. It's like the free speech is an American idea. It's not a religious idea, and so the whole defense and the backlash from Muslims is like, you should stand up for that. It's more important. Your religion's more important than the show. That's the argument.
All right. What about during a debate? Should you leave a debate?
During a debate, I mean, unless you're. If they say something that passes...
It's like the threat of violence, right? Even in a debate, you can't just say whatever you want, right? You're going to get... Bad things are going to happen.
That crosses the line like that, then I guess so, yeah.
What about a Call of Duty lobby? If someone makes a yo mama joke, do I have to leave the game?
If it's a joke, it's different. If it's a yo mama joke.
No, it's some autist saying it, and they mean it. Do I have to leave the Call of Duty game?
No, you don't. But if it's from an actual, practicing... then you see the problem. But when you coming back to the U.S., man, we gotta stop yapping.
Very soon, very soon, and then I'll be living there. But you see how I bring fire. Look how mad chat is. Did I say anything invalid? Be honest. Like, bro, all I'm saying is you guys got to be more like the Sheikh, and we got to be less like Jordan Peterson. Right? That's all I'm saying. We got to be more extreme. You guys got to be less. I mean, 11 knifings, and you guys don't talk about that. That's crazy.
I don't think that was a Muslim, and
I'm baiting.
I know you're. But why don't you go to church? Why don't you go to church and read? I'm surprised about that because that's your whole thing, man. Your community's called Christ Crusaders. You don't sit there like it's really. I have ADHD too. You know how I am.
No, I feel really weird when I spend like 5-7 hours some days just listening to a priest on YouTube, and then I go to church, and then he just doesn't hit as hard as the guy I chose on YouTube, right? Like I'll choose a nice Catholic channel on YouTube. And then it's not like I've for a year straight done 5 hours a day. It's like therapy for me. So to me, it's kind of like, I don't know, I sit in church and I go, I kind of want to watch the YouTube, you know?
How would I explain this? It's interesting that he chose Catholicism, considering he's from Albania, right? Why didn't he choose to be an Orthodox? It's more likely for Albanians to be Orthodox. Of course, they're usually Muslim than to be Catholic. Interesting.
Well, you can't just go there for like a calm place of worship. I mean, part of Jummah prayers, you hear the khutbah, you'll hear like they'll do a speech, but most of the time in the masjid, like I was sleeping in the masjid in Medina. Like I'll literally I'll read the Quran. It takes like after a couple hours, you get tired, you could just like sleep on the floor, wake up again, and then you pray. During the end of Eid, there's like so many night prayers. I didn't even notice. You have Taraweeh, then you have the Eid night prayer, then and then you have to stay up until Fajr pretty much. You can be in the masjid for like 7 hours straight. Well, I was in there for like 7 hours every day.
7 hours?
I was in there the last 5-6 nights of
This is ADHD. He's just hyper focused on Islam.
Ramadan. I was in the masjid probably like 7 hours a day.
Yeah. I found it weird. Was it Ali Dawa who said on Twitter or something? I saw a clip. He's like, I don't want Sneako to stay with this guy because he's too extreme. And I was like, whoa, Ali Dawa saying that? And
you know what's interesting also is notice how when you have a certain level of fame, right, and fortune and stuff like that, you don't care anymore really about money. You see, he's seeking community. He wants like a group that loves him and accepts him and doesn't, kick him away for saying things that they don't like. And the only requirement, the only thing he has to do to fit in is be a Muslim. It's interesting, right?
I forgot, who is he talking about? And like they have beef, right?
Ali Dawa and I don't know.
Who's more extreme than I thought Ali is like the most conservative.
I think that some people, this one guy gets criticism, Faris Al-Hamadi. I like the guy, but they call him Ahmad Hali, which basically is like a sympathizer. That's what they say. Ahmad Hali is like
what?
Ahmad Hali is a Muslim who thinks that they're not supposed to criticize the rulers. So basically, they don't think that they should criticize if the Saudi prince or the king does something that compromises Sharia law, that you should sympathize with the ruler, because in the Quran it says you shouldn't question the rulers publicly. You shouldn't disrespect Islamic rulers publicly. So Mahalis are basically like sympathizers with
so they're zealots, effectively.
rulers. And so
What the?
I don't know if that's who Ali Dawood is talking about. I'm not sure.
There's one good thing about the war, and I was like, this is the first time I can predict a bridge between the Christians and the Muslims, and they're gonna get tight. And you see Twitter, they got very close. Same with Nick and the Muslims got very close to each other. So that's why when I saw that 11 stabbing thing, I'm like, I hope this doesn't ruin relationships, because you could easily make the argument it's some MK Ultra,
It's actually been a really long time since Islam and Christianity have allied. It's extremely rare. Did they ally when the Mongols came? Now that I think about it, it's the enemy of the enemy is my friend type of arrangement. But I don't know if they were ever truly allied. I'd have to look it up. You guys can tell me in the comments. I'm sure some of you history buffs know. Tell me, when was a time that the Christians and the Muslims were actually allied? Or were they always at odds? Oh, I know they were allied during World War I, Like the Ottoman Empire was allied with man, my history is terrible. What side was the Ottoman Empire on? Okay, I'm gonna look it up right now. Here, I'll look it up. Was it Triple Alliance or Triple Entente? I believe it was the Alliance, but let me. Empire, World War One. Let's see. Okay, entry. Declaration of Jihad. Okay. Let's see. Foreign relations. Ottoman-German alliance. There you go. So technically it was a relationship of Islam and Christianity. And I was right. It was the alliance. The allies with the Germans. Unless it was the Triple Entente. But I believe it was the Triple Alliance.
I see that. But then when I read all the comment sections, I was like, yeah, this is too tribal, man.
I see. I don't pay attention. I don't even give that stuff attention because I know it's just gonna divide us any more and more.
What about Destiny? If Destiny gets jumped because he's
guys, just let me know in the comments if I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm remembering my my history wrong. Like, it's not like I'm a history expert, you know.
Said some edgy shit. Do you say that Destiny shouldn't have been talking shit, or do you say to him, "Hey, that was wrong. They should have just kept walking"?
I would not. I don't promote violence, especially for
wow.
I'm not gonna wow. I'm gonna take the stoic point of view. It's better to. What would you say?
Yeah. Anytime I see like Destiny or some 5'1" guy get beat up, I'd be like, obviously, privately, I'd say, Destiny, stop talking shit. It's getting you hurt. But yeah, I think that's wrong. Because what if you don't know someone's mentally ill, autistic, and they go, Muhammad this, and then they get up? You know, that's a weird area. But Destiny right now is being canceled for. Did you see that?
For what, the feet stuff?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't think he's being canceled. I think just people are laughing about that.
Oh, I thought he was escaping Israel.
No, that was clickbait, bro. Okay. That was just some account that posted that. Bro, when are you gonna give up? I had to mute some people because I have these numerology people in the chat. They won't shut up about life path.
Yeah, what is it about Muslims love numerology? The Christians hate it. They hate me.
Muslims love it.
Yeah, there's that guy who's on. He's a huge following. He was on Gary's thing. The Christians say it's all satanic. 2 + 2 is evil. I still remember in front of your girlfriend. I'm so dense, you know. I guess I don't drink, but I guess I was drinking and we were having dinner, and I'm like, you're like, Zherka, you don't believe in that numerology stuff? I'm like, yeah, that's why you're with this girl. She's a 28, and she looked at me like, what the? And you're like, no, it's because I like her. It was so awkward.
I don't believe. I genuinely don't believe in any of the numerology stuff.
Then why'd you date her?
What? I didn't. She was around.
Gary comes up to me. He's like, Sneako signed a $5 million deal after he pipes at 28. Am I ever wrong? And I'm like, holy shit, bro, you got me.
She was just around with that. She was a nice girl. It had nothing to do with that stuff.
I said that to Gary. I'm like, most people would pipe. They wouldn't care about the number.
Do you actually think that? I mean, because I saw you tweeted, you're saying that it's a grift, and you're making all this money off of this. Do you actually believe in this stuff?
Yeah, I use it, but when I say grift, I mean like my true calling is not that. So the more time I spend with that, it feels like a grift. But do I use it? I got like 70,000 views hiring a new editor. He's a 22 master builder. The guy is good.
Master builder? You sound like Minecraft terms.
Like at 22 is George Washington. Like that's their thing, right? You're a double 8. Do you know how much karma that is? If you do one bad thing, it comes back to you tenfold. Isn't that Sneako's life?
You realize you sound like a crystal girl, right? You realize you sound like an astrology, like blue hair.
Right, but even those crystals, I'm kidding. Those crystals do something. Like Nicholas Tesla talks about energy, vibration, frequency, sound, and it gets trapped in crystallized in a amethyst crystal.
Nicholas Tesla.
So whatever. So,
that's his name, guys.
Look, I know I sound crazy, but I sound crazy, but look at this.
No, that's his name, guys. Nicholas Tesla.
You have 2 8s. That's the karma number and the money number and money for power. Do you know how much money you're going to have in 10 years? But if you do one thing wrong, you're fucked. Like, you're fucked. So it's kind of healthy me telling you don't do, like, you can't sin at all, bro. You have 2 8s. That comes back to you like this.
Okay, well, what does that have to do with Christianity? Because you're either a Christian or you're like, does that align at all with the Bible? Because this is like mysticism.
Well, it's from Pythagoras. So do you believe what he wrote?
Oh my lord.
What he did, the triangle?
This is extremely stupid.
Like, do you believe matter is crystallized sound? Like, you are just vibrations. Your molecules are...
Matter is not crystallized sound. Matter is made up of tiny particles. Sound is particles vibrating. Particles vibrate all the time unless they're at absolute zero. Crystallized sound. Well, I guess in a manner of speaking it is, but like, it's more complex than all that.
I don't think we're just that. I think we have souls, and that's something that we can't describe.
Okay, here's where numerology really helps me. I quit all, and this is an Islamic position, I think. I quit all music. Because if you look at the hertz of music, it's a static, low vibration frequency that fucks with you hard, makes you negative and sick. That's why all these ancient temples had big bells, and they would use harmonics to...
Well, that's not why it makes you sick. It makes you sick because the lyrics are cancer, right? The lyrics are terrible for you. And you're subliminally messaging yourself to become an idiot, right? Okay, let's end the video there. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all for notifications, drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian R, Tom and Bobby, Dylan, Renaissance Press, Brian, Andrew, and Alan. Shoutouts to you, most recent purchaser of Strategist Guide to Seduction. Thank you. Go buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Want to get good advice like the advice Zherka gives? Great. I do offer coaching services. Just message me at theheliosblog@gmail.com. And if you want to see my videos ahead of time instead of one per day, great. Just go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Thank you so much for listening, guys, especially if you listen to the end. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.